Have you ever felt stuck? Not in a dramatic, everything is on fire kind of way, but in a slow, quiet, comfortable way. That was Noah Bennett. At 38, Noah lived a life that looked good on paper. He had a rented townhouse near Denver and a steady IT support job, good pay, flexible hours, and low stress. It should have been a win, but in reality, it felt like a holding pattern he couldn't escape. Every day was a copy of the last. Same screen, same problems, same polite emails. And every night, Noah would tell himself, "I'll figure things out soon," but soon never seemed to arrive. The real problem was that Noah wasn't unhappy enough to make a big change. He wasn't desperate. He wasn't broke. He wasn't in a crisis. He was just comfortable. And quietly, deeply disappointed. His younger self had dreamt of more, not fame or luxury, but impact. He wanted to build things that mattered, to feel a sense of pride in his work. But comfort has a sneaky price tag, and it charges you in years. It lulls you into thinking good enough is good enough, while your ambitions slowly fade. One Sunday afternoon, everything started to shift. While helping his parents clean out their garage, Noah stumbled upon a dusty box labeled college. Inside, among old notebooks and certificates, was a folded piece of paper. It was his personal statement, written when he was just 20 years old. One line jumped out and hit him like a ton of bricks. "I don't want to wake up one day wondering why I played it safe." Sitting on the cold concrete floor, holding that paper, Noah whispered to himself, "When did safety become fear?" The question hung in the air, heavy and unanswered. That night, Noah met up with his old friend Marcus for dinner. As they caught up, Marcus asked the simple, yet loaded question, "So, what's next for you?" Noah gave his standard reply, a casual laugh followed by, "Same thing, stable, predictable." Marcus just nodded slowly. "You sound bored," he said, not as an accusation, but as an observation. Noah couldn't deny it. Leaning in, Marcus posed another question, the one that would change everything. "Let me ask you this. If nothing changes for the next 5 years, are you okay with that?" Noah froze. The answer was immediate and absolute. No, it wasn't a shout, but it was a declaration. In that moment, Noah didn't make a grand announcement. He didn't quit his job or post about his epiphany online. He didn't wait for a burst of motivation to strike him like lightning. Instead, he made a quiet decision. He chose to invest just 1 hour every single weekday, no matter how tired he was, into learning product design. It was something he'd always been curious about but never felt he had time for. Just 1 hour, that was the deal he made with himself. He blocked out the time on his calendar and treated it like an unbreakable meeting with his future self. The beginning was brutal. That first month was what I call the unsexy middle. The tutorials felt overwhelming, the concepts didn't click, and progress was completely invisible. He was so close to stopping, but then he remembered a crucial truth. Most people don't quit because something is hard. They quit because it's boring before it becomes rewarding. The initial phase of learning anything new is rarely exciting. It's a grind. So, Noah stayed. He kept showing up for that 1 hour. Slowly, that hour a day turned into a habit. That habit built momentum. And that momentum grew into confidence. Slowly, quietly, about 6 months in, doubt came knocking. Noah hit a wall. He started scrolling through social media, comparing himself to others, people who seemed younger, faster, and way more successful. That old, familiar voice of self-criticism returned, whispering, "You're too late, you missed your chance," and for a moment, he almost believed it. But this time was different. He caught the thought and reframed it. Late is better than never. Consistent beats talented. And action always beats regret. With that new mindset, he kept going. Then came the first signal. One evening, Noah shared a small personal project online. He didn't hype it up or have any expectations. The next morning, he woke up to messages. People were asking him questions. They were giving him compliments. There was genuine interest, It wasn't a viral sensation. It was something much more important. It was real. And for the first time in years, Noah felt a powerful sense of forward motion. He was no longer stuck in that holding pattern. A year later, Noah found himself at a crossroads. He could stay in the comfort of his full-time job, or he could take a calculated risk. He chose the risk. He negotiated part-time hours at work. It meant less money, but it bought him more time. The fear was still there, but this time it was an informed fear, not the blind panic that had kept him stuck for so long. He doubled down on his learning, on building projects, and on connecting with others in the design community. And opportunities began to follow his effort. Not instantly, not magically, but inevitably. 2 years after finding that old college essay in the garage, Noah resigned from his IT job. Not because he had made it in some spectacular fashion, but because he had simply outgrown where he was. He was no longer the same person. On his last day, a coworker told him, "You're so brave for doing this." Noah just smiled. "No," he replied. "I just stopped avoiding the question." Noah's story shows us that you don't change your life with one big, dramatic leap. You change it with one quiet decision, repeated day after day. That's how real futures are built. Not loudly, not perfectly, but deliberately, 1 hour at a time. So, if you feel stuck right now, I want you to understand this. You don't need a dramatic restart or a life-altering crisis. You just need a quiet commitment. 1 hour, one skill, one choice that you make today. Because your future is listening, and it's waiting for you to begin. Thanks for watching.